Halloween bitches. Boom, boom. Boom, chicka, boom, chicka. Written, produced, and gifted by Jihad Rock and Roll. Can you believe that, man? Rose Sahibi. That was Jihad Rock and Roll was his friggin' production company. That's funny.
Grandma?
Bigfoot called a fat girl fart. You be the judge. That's right, people. We are back live right here tonight at the Squatchers Lounge podcast for Bigfoot Entertainment Weekly. That's your monthly. It used to be weekly. Now we do it monthly. Absolutely. And we are here with your old pal Wes and the Reverend Jeff Kelly for, that's right, Primal Rage, the Legend of Conga. Although I never really heard anybody call it Conga, and I don't know where the Legend of Conga came from, but you know, they called it Oma a lot, but I never really heard it called Conga.
That's what when I watched it, it was Primal Rage Legend of Oma.
Is that what it was? Well, this IMDb called it the Legend of Conga now. So maybe Oma was copyrighted like Boggy Creek on Redbubble. It's absolutely crazy. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the show. We're so glad to have you here tonight. Yeah, this one was a little bit different. I hadn't seen it before. I had seen the release for it, and I said, man, that's something I could probably get into and watch. And sure enough, I enjoyed it. I started watching it from the beginning, and it didn't suck. And that was the very beginning of it. There wasn't anybody I wanted to hit in the throat with a shovel from the start. There were no bad mustaches. Nobody was playing two parts. They actually had a budget. Man,
that guy fucking rocked that shit. That guy rocked that shit, man. That guy's my favorite actor.
They actually had a budget and an actual special effects team that actually had some talent.
Maggie effects.
Yeah, had some actual talent in that. I mean, at the beginning of the movie, where they're driving through the redwoods and the body stumbles out and goes, getting busted up by the car, and they go back and look at it. That was straight up like fleshy gnar. I mean, it really the legs broken and you can see the tendons in the arms and the way the mouth was just all busted open that way. I was just like, that straight up was legit hard work special effects for 30 seconds of on-screen actual video time. They put a lot of work. They put a lot of good effect work into those, and that's what it takes to be a good scare movie, though. I mean, this really wasn't really a jumpy movie. It wasn't like they were trying to jump scare everything, but
more visual.
It was definitely more of a gore visual movie. Dude gets locked up for I guess being a dumbass and getting into an accident drunk, and the wife doesn't take the fall so she can stay at home with the kid, and dad goes off to jail for a year and 9 days whatever it was, a year and 3 months and 9 days or some shit. He had it down. He knew it. He knew exactly how long he was making shibs in jail, boy. He wanted to remind her of that at every moment he got, dude. Just straight up, I was making shibs, and I found out you just don't want to make them pointy, because then you're just like sticking people with a needle that they're used to. You got to make them serrated too, that way they hurt when they go in, because you can twist them a little more. And it's gonna be it's gonna be a horrible sex movie when the first sex we see absolutely no real flesh, and he has early friggin' ejaculation. I mean, it's just like, oh well, that's not going to be worth the murder.
Fuck, man. She barely got her pants off.
I mean, it was just like, well, that's not good at all, bro. I mean, didn't you? Never mind. I'm sure
you should have just said the time again. 1 year, 9 months,
but 16 days, right? Exactly. It's like, well, if we just sit here a minute and you scratch my leg, I'll probably be ready to go again. I might last a little longer this time. Why don't you get on top? Yeah, I mean, it was, but whatever the case, I was like, oh, look, there's sex in the woods, and they kept cutting to, the Bigfoot looking at him, so you knew he was there. Yeah. And it was just like, oh, that's not going to be worth the murder it happens to lead to later, is it? I mean, just think about it. Would you really want to die for that kind of sex?
Right.
Yeah, it's just, next thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire, and she's using her cell phone to call 911 because they hit that already dead body on the road. I mean, there was no doubt that Jeep didn't cause that damage to that corpse. Yeah. That moving corpse, whatever it was, something was eating it. I mean, there was definitely not that they didn't cause that to it.
That dude was rough.
But the rock throwing, that was kind of, I like that. I mean, because it was the right size rocks to do some damage. They were big enough rocks to come out of a Bigfoot's hand. Most people say, oh, I got pebbles thrown at me. I was like, yeah, no, I don't think a Bigfoot can really throw a pebble at you, to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure that, a rock needs to be about the size of, maybe a tangerine or something before a Bigfoot's even going to be able to sling that thing at you. His hand's so damn big. Maybe a juvenile might be able to throw a pebble at you or something. But one of them big bastards, I'm pretty sure he's going to pick up a rock the size of a good, Roma tomato and hurl that fucker at. But boy, when that cracked that dude in the head, I wasn't. It was like watching Call of Duty, man. Pop your head up.
Maybe they flick them.
Pop your head up. Whack, you pop your head up one time too many. And just whack that dude straight off the friggin' cliff and into the river. Splash.
Yeah, he hit him good.
And
the whole time she didn't know what was going on. She thought he just fell.
Yeah, she just thought he slipped off the side of the mountain and fell into the river. And she didn't know he got cracked in the head by Bigfoot with a rock.
And she was dedicated. Holy shit,
man.
Dude,
man. Stand by your man. Murder.
Yeah.
She could have divorced his ass in jail, but she didn't. She waited for him to get out. And then she rescued him in the river. Doesn't know how to rescue people in the river. By the way, if you fall in the river, people, feet downstream. That way you can use them like shocks when you smack up against the rocks. You don't want to put your head downstream. That's how you bounce off of rocks and die. That's dumb. Feet downstream. That's how that works. Sorry. I mean, they didn't have any life vests, which makes it much, much, much harder to orient yourself in the water. I'm sure that, had something to do with it. But it was kind of, what do they call that? Fortuitous that he happened to have a Zippo in his pocket.
Yeah.
Now, granted,
he was fucking with it, remember?
Right, because she wasn't going to let him smoke in the car. Well, not around the kid. Well, he wasn't around the kid. He was in the car, bitch. He just got out of jail. Let the boy have a cigarette and a beer. Jesus Christ, I get it. The first thing I want to do is premature ejaculate, have a beer and a cigarette. That's what I want to do when I get out of jail. Next thing you know, he's getting smacked in the head, falling off a friggin' cliff and going into the friggin' river with his head bleeding. But you're right, man. She was dedicated. She was gonna save him. Oh yeah, man. She's got it.
Shit, she knew what to do.
Oh yeah, she did. Get him to the side, get him out of the water, get a fire started, get him warm. Take off all your clothes. Yeah. I guess as long as if you're wearing wool, by the way, don't take your clothes off. Anything wool. A wool sweater will keep you warm while it's wet. You don't have to take that off. It'll dry while you're keeping warm by the fire. But anything other than that, cotton, jeans, any of that crap, you got to get that stuff off you till it dries because it's just going to wick away all that heat from you and make you go hypothermic. But yeah, she had a good little fire going, set up with a heat reflector in the back of it. I mean, I don't know if Rowdy had anything to do with the location scouting for all of that, but whoever did it, they really, really had some nice, some nice backdrops that were, workable and believable for the things that went on there. I mean, sometimes you look at all that stuff and you're just like, oh man, really? He's going to fall off of that cliff and live? Yeah. But that wasn't one of these cases. Now the rednecks in the parking lot, that was also foreshadowing. That was like the hillbillies in one of those other movies that we saw. You just knew they were going to come back later.
I don't know how some of those guys function, if that's really how they are.
It's the guy standing there freaking air humping air humping
dude,
at her. It's
I
like,
don't know how that
dude,
guy.
what the hell's wrong with you? I would pepper spray you in the face just for doing that. And it wouldn't even have to be my girl, man. I just saw you doing that to some woman across the parking lot. I'd have to walk up to you, pepper spray you, and help you out a little bit. Get control of yourself, because that's fucking crazy. It's hard to it's hard to air hump somebody with a face full of pepper spray.
You could try, though. I mean.
Well, yeah. I guess you could air hump the ground while you're wallowing around crying that your eyes are hurting and burning. But that's a different that's part of a different story.
And you like you some pepper.
That's right. put that on a burger and serve it to me, bitch. But you just knew they were gonna come back. You just knew it was gonna come back. But just when you think we're finally gonna get some flesh, no. They hid him from us again. I mean, look, I don't watch horror movies that say it has nudity in it for the guy's butt. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that's not what I'm into it. Oh, and we didn't even see the Bigfoot stealer clothes, did we? She woke up from that nightmare that the guy with the friggin' tendon arms was gonna reach out and touch her, and dude was gone. Dude was gone, and and then her clothes were gone except for her shoes that were like stomped into the dirty mud. Yeah. Now, the first time we get a real good look at the Bigfoot is kind of like what's in the show ad tonight, where he had the mask on and the tree armor. Yeah, the tree armor, and I didn't get it at first. I didn't get it at first until we got introduced to the Indians. Yeah. Till the Indian sheriff got involved and the other Indian there, and they were making it all about being Native American. And then they finally told us the story of, they think that that's their ancestors coming back and becoming Oma to watch and protect the forest. So why would there, we'll get to that part later on. So, yeah, I guess, if that was the case, if these were the hairy tribe of the Native Americans, as, some Native Americans believe, then, yeah, I give it this stretch, that, because that was the way that the movie kept going. We kept getting back to weird, what was it, Pete Silver, whatever that goofy guy at the damn convenience store was name was.
Yeah, you know who he is.
Pete was his name.
Yeah, Crazy Pete or some shit like that.
Silver Pete, whatever they called him something specific.
Yeah, but who's he remind you of? Come on, that's just. I mean, Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Lord Strudelfart, maybe. You're part of that Bigfoot stuff. You are.
Bigfoot Mohawk motherfucker.
I got files in the back here on everybody, including you.
It's just everybody, like random people going up to that guy just trying to buy something. He's like, that big Mohawk motherfucker.
He's out there. Bigfoot, better watch it. Got your girl.
That shit was
get
funny.
You.
But he just, I don't know. It just got to me. I was like, oh man, that reminds me of somebody.
I can't believe I still called him Lord Strudelfart.
Yeah.
No one will remember that.
No.
No one will have any clue what we're even referring to. He will. Believe me, he will. And he'll make comment to it somewhere. I'll get a nasty message through somebody, because I have him blocked like 7 ways to Sunday. But somebody will get me a message that I called him Lord Strudelfart. And,
Lord.
As long as I don't connect your name with it, what difference does it make who I'm referring to? Nobody knows.
That's funny.
But the whole tree armor, I'm like, if you're gonna go that route, hell yeah, because then you can just kind of hide in plain sight. Because you've been to the redwoods, you know how them things. There's stumps and shit that look like Bigfoot and shit that don't look like Bigfoot all over the place in the friggin' redwoods up there. They're just burnt out stumps, broke over trees, just bark laying on the friggin' ground. I mean, hell yeah, dude could just like, here I am, I'm gone. Here I am, I'm gone. Just he disappeared on him like 4 or 5 times.
He was right next to him. when they turned that corner, he was right there.
He was playing in her pee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
there was
about
that part too.
that. Yeah, patty cake, playing in your pee. Can you do it again just for me? I don't know. I'm not one for pee play. I'm not that gross, but he sure dug it. But that was after he'd already taken her clothes. So I don't know. Damn women in your peeing. You're gonna bring the foot upon us. I get or the baboona foot. I'm not exactly sure.
He had that baboonish
Definitely, the blue underneath the eyes, all in the orange
lip.
down, and the big, all that curled lip later on, dude. That was wicked. That was straight up wicked of an effect, man. That looked. I almost thought it was real for a minute. I mean, it was like, dude, where'd they get that lip from? I mean, did they rip it off of a baboon and stretch it up over homeboy's head? That was absolutely crazy. When it started getting into the tool use was when I was getting a little confused. That had knives and hatchets, and the hatchets were metal, but the knives were napped, but they didn't have hands that could make either. So I'm not real sure where they came up with these things, So we go back and they finally get all warm and dressed. She loses her clothes and homeboy gives him his wife threatener, because you can't call it a wife beater. I mean, he just wasn't big enough to be beating all wives, So he gave him his wife threatener, and it covered her from her shoulders to her knees. Now, that's one big ass shirt, or that's one really tiny lady. I don't know which. Probably
she was a little girl,
a really tiny lady, but boy, did she have nuts the size of her friggin' head.
Yeah, she was a tough little girl.
So they go digging out of the river bottom, and they decide they're going to follow the river out until, of course, the river splits, and then you can't follow the river out anymore. So they have to go off grid. And lo and behold, who do they hear but gunshots? Bang, bang, and jackasses laughing and screaming in the woods. And what does she say to him? What does she look over and say to him?
Oh, you know who that is, right?
You know who that is, right? That's exactly right. Some hillbillies from the gas station. Yeah. And speaking of those hillbillies from the gas station, this is a good chance to take a moment and say hi to the people in the live hangout.
Hillbillies in the live chat.
That's right. The live hillbillies in the live chat. How you doing, live hillbillies? The Reverend Tim McCune's in the house tonight. Reverend, I'm glad you can join us, sir. Mr. Lance Windsor, we are here. I'm still on the mend. I'm still not healthy yet, but we're trying to get there. We're better than we were. There's Aaron, and I'm sure Miss Mary is sitting right next to him. The Duncans up there in Oregon. We're going up the beginning of the spring this year to go do some gold mining. Mr. Shane Barber's in the house. Hello, Mr. Shane Barber. All right, and moving on down the line here. That asshole Jeffrey Kelly stopped in here. I don't know why that guy bothers. Jesus.
Fuck you.
You think people would just assassinate him already by now, right? Hey, the Reverend Don Ripe is in the house. Hello, Reverend. Hello. The pirate, the Viking. All right, Miss Bella Allegria made it in tonight. Hello, Bella. I'm hoping you're feeling well. I really do. Let's see here. My eyes are having a hard time focusing. Rock City Marco. Wow, I haven't seen him live in a long time. Hello there, buddy. City. Glad you can make it in. Obsidian Radio's joining us live tonight. There is the one and the only Dean Cooper. I will hold that quasi for next week, Mr. Dean, because I haven't figured out how to play the audio out over the live stream through the other one yet. But thank you for sending that to me. All righty then. Let's see here. Moving on down the list. There is more people here somewhere. There, Richard Barfield. Hello. Barfield. There's Taylor Harkins. Hello, Taylor Harkins. Glad you could join us as well. Your Hobo Man 5's in the house.
Oh shit!
Yeah, there it is. You know, it's all gone to hell when your Hobo
They
Man
let
5
everybody
shows
in
up.
here now.
That's right. Catherine Lubinsky. Not to be mixed up with Mary Jigglesnesky.
Fuck you, Miss Jigglesnesky.
Thought you weren't gonna remember that, but you did. Hello there, the Lubinskys send their regards, and we send it right back to you and yours. And there is Rod Dupree
in the motherfucking place to be.
That's right, always in the place to be. So we are glad that everybody is here amongst us. The Life Dweller. Hello there, Life Dweller. Yes, we like this movie too. Timothy McCune. We said hi to Tim way up
from
top.
West Virginia.
I'm
Mountain
sure.
Mama, take me home.
Yeah, that John Denver, he's full of shit. I sure expected the Rocky Mountains to be rockier than this. So here we've got hot pants with no pants and eight pack ab boy off in the woods.
Convict?
Yeah, ex-convict.
Ex-convict.
That's right, ex-convict. And now they have to go seek out the hillbillies to get some help. Because they're lost in the woods and don't know where they are. They don't know where their car is. They don't know anything about anything other than some skeleton like
those guys do. Let me tell you, they did their job because you hate them from the very beginning. The payoff that comes later.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was just like, you're right. From the moment you meet them at the gas station, you know they're turds. You know that you're not supposed to like them, and that some of them are very unmemorable. Like some of them I don't even remember at all, but some of them are very very prominent. Of course, like the leader guy with the cigar. I don't know what his character name was because I don't think they ever gave it to us, to be honest with you.
What'd they call him? Because I remember those two guys saying, "Oh, he's gonna tan you."
Yeah,
I forget. They didn't really call him something.
Yeah,
it was weird because it was like, are those your kids? Because they acted like a bunch of them acted like they were his
sons, right? But some of them acted like they were just people that they knew.
Yeah,
and what the hell were they out there hunting?
Yeah,
they were hunting illegally, whatever they were hunting, but they never did really say what they were hunting. And he definitely wasn't hunting the conga or the Oma because they didn't know that thing existed out there either. And the other weird thing, while all this is going on out there in the woods with them getting run around the bush by these freaking hillbilly dudes from the gas station, is this Native American kid and the Native American sheriff, or they keep talking about this woman of the woods, and that you go talk to this crazy old woman of the woods, and they're trying to fill in the Oma story in the background, but it's a stretch. It's not really meshing very well with what's going on with the woods. It was like every time they pulled away to these guys, it was very outputting from the movie for me, is what I was saying. Until he got to the point that they found the Jeep, and then they called the tow truck guy out there to pull the Jeep out of the river, and then
it started being a mystery.
Right, then it became more of a missing persons mystery, and so there were the two storylines going on, but the whole time that young dude was just trying to get the old dude to admit that it might be the Oma.
Yeah.
Okay.
And talked him into going to a peyote party.
Oh my God, a peyote party. Yeah, are you kidding me? I've been to a peyote party. Nobody wants to do that. That's horrible. I mean, they were doing it for a lady who was dying of cancer, and we get it, but wow, holy crap. Wow, we got a lot of people jumping in here late. Miss Natalie Smith, I'm sure Miss Wheezy's sitting in with her, the brown dwarf, and which we haven't seen in like forever, and Panda Hilbert. Hello, Panda.
Hello.
Glad you guys could all join us a little late for the party. But so here we have the Oma who is stalking this dude and this chick, and now he knows that they're out with the hillbillies. Hillbillies.
Yeah.
Now, the moment that they get to the point where the first three separate off. The two guys run off because the one guy tells her that the radio does work, and the other guy runs off.
Well, I gotta go pee.
And then you tell the third guy, go get him, don't come back. That boy'd lose his head if it wasn't attached. I was like, well, there's kills number 1, 2, and 3. I mean, it was just like the most obvious thing was going to happen, that these people were going to die like quickly. And sure enough, that's when we first get use of the bow and arrow.
Just that.
And yes. Wow. I was like, okay. So now we're bows and arrows, but they don't have the hands to make them nor actually use them. But okay, we're going Oma tribe. Yes.
Well, this Oma had regular ass hands.
The thumb was a little wonky looking, but it doesn't really matter. It's neither here nor there. That's just my biological mind working in a stupid way, not being able to immerse enough into the movie to believe that a Sasquatch or like creature would be able to create a bow and arrow, because they never have in the history of those types of creatures. But I digress. This one did, obviously.
This is a different take.
And it literally looked like piano wire, like the bowstring that was on it literally looked like piano wire. I'm like, did a gangster give you that? Did Al Capone come by here and give you some piano wire for your friggin' bowstring?
Bigfoot, you want to do?
Hey, what note would you like? Would you like middle C or would you like B flat? You get it? B flat. And then, oh, dude, it starts going down. Homeboy starts blasting off with the shotgun.
Yeah.
And literally hits Max, the girlfriend's, the wife's husband, like in the face and body with birdshot. Just caves him to
took out his friend.
Yeah, kills his friend.
Shot his friend in the face.
Well, they pretty much thought Max was dead too. That's why they left him. They left him laying there. Yeah. Oh man, that was just absolutely crazy. Finally, as the baboon foot goes through all of them, he doesn't kill Max for some reason, and I don't understand why he wouldn't have just slit the throat like he wanted to.
Wait, let's go back though.
What we missed? What I forget?
When she was hiding before he dragged her back over there, he got to that one guy that was really mouthy, and he basically reverse curb stomped his ass.
Oh, dude. Yeah, he jaw pride, dude. God, that again was another great effect by the special effects guys. I mean, that dude's lower jaw was just like, and then he let him live for a while like that. Like, let him crawl around and whimper and just, that is a horrible way to. I couldn't. I've been in that kind of pain a couple of times in my life. You don't want to live. Like, you don't want to continue on that way. That's just, you just want to black out and pray somebody finds you and fixes you before you wake back up, because you don't want to wake up in that much pain again. Oh, it's fucking horrible. But yeah, that's absolutely crazy. He drags her back over there. I guess he knocks her out because I thought he was going to like eye plant her like he did that other dude. Stuck his eyes clean in like bowling balls.
Yeah, that's right.
But no, he flips her over his shoulder and takes her back to his lair.
She didn't really fight him much.
No. And, and was he feeding her bits of that other dude?
Yeah.
And she was eating it.
She didn't eat it. She grabbed that one piece to get that bone that was sticking out.
Oh, is that how that went down? Okay, I wasn't real sure. Like she ate it. Yeah, but was there? No, I couldn't. Did?
Yeah, he did.
I was gonna say, did he Melba Ketchum her?
Yeah.
Is that what happened? I mean, and she let that happen.
She kind of basically just did.
She just kind of we talked about that weird friggin', that weirdness of the one case, the Bigfoot's bride, where there's that whole weird phenomenon of Bigfoot porn. And that just kind of brought that whole genre into this weird. I mean, ew.
You kind of knew it was coming the way he was smelling her pee and shit.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like, oh, so that's why he's not killing her. So he wants to. I don't know. Okay, oh, maybe
Get
I'm
his
not.
rocks off a little bit before he eats
Maybe,
her, you know.
not as old as I thought I was. You know, as the Indian in the Outlaw Josie Wales said. But yeah, he took off all of his armor and went into the cave and bound Chikawawa with her, and then tried to feed her. That's when we see the red eyes for the first time without the mask thing on, and I thought that it was a little on the weird side too.
They're trying to make it like an evil native spirit, you know.
Well, that's what the evil red eyes of the Oma. I mean, they're just trying to bring the whole spirit of it into it. Just kind of.
He's also shot in the shoulder at this moment too.
Right, so no more bow. He's off balance.
Yeah.
He can only use one of his arms properly. So, and I love how dude's like, okay, so the old witch finds dude,
and she's literally the cliche witch.
Yeah, man, the
she does not look
and
human.
The teeth and the fangs and she's literally like the brigand.
She's supposedly a Native American lady, and I've never seen a Native American lady look like that.
Oh, my dear.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, she's the Disney friggin' witch, man. And she picks up Max in a wagon. I'm not real sure where that wagon would have come from, but okay. And drags him back to her place, almost like Conan in The Witch in the original Conan the Barbarian. And and she mends him up, boy. She chews on some things and spits in his wounds.
Yeah, it looked like flesh itself.
Oh God, man! And then she sews it up in there. Yeah,
and she's laughing and giggling the whole time. She's just so happy to be doing what she's doing, but you couldn't tell.
Indian dude, he's all peyoted up and seeing weird, scary shit at the cancer celebration at the Indian farm. And now he knows it's Omar. He knows it.
Yeah, he's got to go talk to the Whispering Lady.
So he goes and talks to the Whispering Lady, and he finds Max there. Now, nothing says legendary weapon like a crooked spear.
Yeah.
I mean, both of them were about as crooked. You couldn't have thrown either one of those spears if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And even if you did, try to jab something with it, you're jabbing like 2.5 feet lower on an angle than what you think you are. I mean, how the hell were you? Oh, God. I digress.
Well, I mean, that old man could barely walk, and he's out there going to go do battle with a.
Well, why aren't we taking real guns? Oh, because Oma can smell firearms and gunpowder miles away. You'll never get close to him. So what's he do? Brings a gun.
Yeah.
I mean, just
covers it in Bigfoot slime or whatever.
Yeah, covers it in anti-Bigfoot shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, make sure you put this stuff on it. It'll cover your stink. Oh, okay. So it's more of my girlfriend's pee. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Waves some smoke on it, like that smoke's just gonna cling on that fast.
Okay, we're good. Let's go.
Yeah, you gotta stand in that shit for a minute,
dude. Yeah, I mean, you don't cover yourself in smoke by just blowing. You gotta kind of stand in the fire pit for a minute or two. It takes a bit, but then they go
in the fire pit. Everybody.
Then they
for
go
a minute or two.
And then they go.
The hydrocent. Person that can stand in the fire pit the longest wins.
That's right. The person not on fire at the end wins. So the old man and Max, they set out to hunt the Bigfoot. Now, I don't know why they thought that his old lady was still alive.
Yeah,
I didn't really. That was kind of a lost in the plot. I mean, why wouldn't you think she was dead, just like everybody else?
You saw everybody get ripped to shreds, and you saw the guy get shot in the face, and
Right. I mean,
You know
you'd
what I
think that
mean?
she would just, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, she died. My wife died in a horrible forest accident. I mean, that's where I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm going back out there with the old Indian fucking guy. Yeah, no, my wife died in a horrible fucking accident in the woods, and you could attest to that.
Yeah.
I think I'm out. No, but she had his back, so he had to have hers. I guess that's the way that goes.
Yeah.
And into the forest they go for the final battle.
With
Do,
the
do,
drum
do, do,
that
yeah. Do,
had
do,
like
do, do,
concert
do,
speakers
do,
on it.
do, do. That could be heard from
Because
miles and
really
miles and
they
miles
didn't have
away.
to they didn't really have to go far if you could still hear the drums like that.
That's right. Well,
Because
she does watch the Oma, so her house is out there.
oh yeah, and the Oma could hear the drums beating because the little bitch was like, "Oh, see, they're coming for you."
Coming for you, motherfucker. I'm
She
gonna
was
get
talking
you.
shit. She
Oh
was a
yeah.
spunky little girl. She was not like like
And when he took the when he took the bear traps, or the animal traps, they weren't really
yeah,
bear traps, but they were, like lion traps and stuff. But when he took the traps out with him, I'm like, oh, so he knows how to set traps too. Okay, cool. And I just waited. I just waited and waited and waited and waited and waited and waited for somebody to finally fall into one of those fucking traps. By the
yeah.
way, this show is not meant for children under the age of 13.
Oh
If you
yeah, you probably should have said that when we said stand in the fire.
yeah. Or banging your girlfriend, talking about Bigfoot banging your girlfriend, banging your old lady. Brown chicka wow wow. Anyhow, yeah, not for me, for kids for under 13. If you've made it this far, well, congrats. But go ask your parents if you can finish watching it. The epic battle at the end, how many times did that poor thing get shot?
Yeah.
I mean, he got shot in the
She
back
shot
by
him
her
several
like
times.
4 or
Yeah.
5 times. It's one in the shoulder that it cauterized the wound, which I was still trying to figure out how you cauterize a wound with wood. But again, I digress.
Hot wood.
Hot wood, burning wood. Oh yeah, that'll definitely no. Sorry, they use metal for that. It kind of was lackluster after the old man got his neck ripped out.
Yeah.
After
Yeah,
that,
well, and then that's when he sees her because she grabbed one of the hunter's guns from the cave and
couldn't
ran
shoot
off like,
for
I'm
shit
gonna
either.
finish this motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Couldn't shoot worth a shit, but she was going to finish his motherfucker.
yeah,
His MF's going down. That was
yeah,
kind of crazy. But, in the end, everybody dies except for
her that you know of.
her that we know of, because she finally, he sends her on her way to run away, to get out to the road, to live and go back to her son. And he decides that he's going to take on the baboon-foot.
Hey,
And
he annihilates that fucker.
dude, he does a pretty damn good job of it. I will give him that, man. I mean,
And I think that scene you see like he really did have to shank somebody in prison.
he will,
You know what I
or
mean?
at least
Because he knew how to
capable of
do it
doing it.
very
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, he was probably really capable of doing it. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
that's what I'm
No, if you
saying.
shank
He did it
somebody in
before.
prison, you usually go to jail for murder. So that usually only happens when you're in a prison for 10 to 15 years that you're in with people, you got to shank them. But again, I digress. He smashed that bitch's head in yeah, there just was no coming back from that. But I, just like other Bigfoot movies, was surprised when the arrows showed up.
Yeah.
He was surprised.
Like, what?
He was surprised. He was like, "Oh, mother, I want." Oh, damn! It was like Predator. It was like
all
the
the
end
other
of Predator.
predators came out.
Yeah,
And you're like,
yeah.
what?
They're like, how long have they been around? Did they just let their boy get murdered? Is that what's up? I mean, he'd been screaming in pain for a couple of days. Is that how long it took for y'all to get here?
It's like, nope. Junior's got to make it out on his own. We got to wait till the bell rings.
This was his opportunity, and unfortunately for him, he had to tap out. Good job on the rocks, but we can't let you live and tell the story. So the death count was, 12 hillbillies, an ex-convict, The
guy on the
the old
road.
the old Indian cop.
The guy on the road that got hit by
Guy
the
on the
car.
road that got hit by the car.
And the well, you're guessing all those missing people too that
Well,
the
yeah,
sheriff kept.
because Crazy Pete at the at the convenience store. You
What
know
was
it's
his
the
name?
Oma. You know
Something Pete. What was it? It
Silver
wasn't
Pete.
Crazy Pete. It was like Whistling Pete or
I-
something Pete. You gonna let something Pete testify? What did they say?
Are
Oh
you gonna
man,
call him as an expert witness? Hell
yeah,
no. Oh, that's absolutely crazy. Well, that, folks, is going to wrap it up for this edition of Bigfoot Entertainment Monthly and our discussion about Primal Rage. Watch it. It really is a gore fest. It's kind of fun to watch. It's a decent Halloween movie.
yeah.
It's on Amazon Prime right now. It might be under a different. No, this is what I found it under, The Legend of Conga. I don't know why it was called The Legend of Conga, but that's just what it was.
Yeah.
You got releases of some boxes coming up here in a few days. Is that correct,
Yeah,
there, sir?
doing my comic cover stuff.
So get it out at Squatchy Comics.
Squatchy Comics, yep, on
That's right,
Instagram.
on Instagram, and check out the release coming for those this week. They should be ready to go by Halloween.
Yep.
So with that, everybody, we want to thank you all for being here. We'll see you next week, which will be after the election, so we'll know whether the whole world's going to be on fire or not.
I think it's going to be on fire regardless.
Yeah, probably will be. And with that, everybody, thanks for being here. Y'all ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here.
Good night, fools.
Fools. Words are replaced with fuck. The musical.
The musical.